news segment, which is quite cool.
Ah, and as far as the news segment, let's get into that.
That one, I don't remember.
The completely useless news in tabloids.
Yes, they're completely useless news in tabloids.
Is it? Oh.
Give me a fun dry run.
So you heard the goat tabloid?
Alright, let's get into it.
All right.
Should I do a news voice or should I just
You do whatever you want.
Leave the goat out, dude.
Your
do not
pictures
get
are running.
Coming up in the news today. Alright, so... well, actually, no, do the intro music. I love that. Go for it, Lurch. Welcome to the Australian News Radio Service. Alright, so we've got Rise of the Tomb Raiders launched on PC this week. And,
User has left your channel.
oh god, those old
Timed
news.
out.
Gonna take half an hour. Alright, so basically, the big question comes up, is it gonna actually be a decent PC port? We've all experienced, horrible dramas recently. Batman Arkham Knight comes to mind. The run-in with Mr. Freeze there. And Just Cause Freeze struggle for freedom from bugs and crashes, basically. So, with this...
See, I never had an issue with Batman.
Yeah,
I didn't play it.
Arkham Knight. I never had an issue with it. I don't know what everyone was dicking about, because my system ran it fine.
I think there's a lot of people trying to run it with below minimum specs as well, but
Oh,
it wasn't the best
well.
PC port. Sorry, what were you saying there, Les?
So, I've got to call you something, but I decided not to.
Wow, would it have offended most people? Get
I
you
was going to say, you
arrested?
cheeky little
Huh?
reverse Canadian.
Oh, okay.
I'm starting to
Well, think
realise
about it.
why most newsreaders on the radio don't have people interrupting them midway through.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, no kidding.
You got 3
Is it
retards
phone
working
number
with you.
I've got through the first paragraph of my script so far.
Well, let her rip, buddy. We'll try to let you carry on here.
Yeah, no worries, no, jump in whenever, but I'll just have a laugh.
Proceed, sir.
Alrighty, so we've Rise of the Tomb Raider out, we've also got new NVIDIA Game Ready drivers. So I'll be having a look at them later, we'll see if they're actually going to help the system cause more bugs, or...
Yeah, they're going to actually
whatever's
screw
gonna go on
up
there.
other games. That's the problem.
Yeah, and there has been recent examples of that with, like, new PhysX has broken some older games like Bionic Commando and things like that.
Every
Bionic
time I've
Commando.
updated drivers myself, it ends up wrecking half the games I play, so I try to stay in the 5s and back there until something mind-blowing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I was going to mention, like I'm still using drivers from September because I mostly play older games, so why upgrade?
Yeah, I haven't updated
And it takes too long to download anything in Australia.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I just keep pausing the Twitch feed. Is like I've got to save that bandwidth, man.
You know that picture you gave us there of Batman to run through your pictures here? Arkham
Yeah.
Knights, whatever. That's kind of a horrible picture. It almost looks like he's got that guy from behind.
But basically, it's like people are talking about it crashing their computers. I thought that was a pretty good
Coma
example.
Dayton. That's Coma's Dayton model, that is. Quick from round the throat from behind.
Only dreams now.
Who's the fat dude with the glasses?
Oh, that's my dad.
That's Tom Clancy. that's the next topic.
Is that
It was
really
Tom
it?
Clancy?
Who's the
Tom
tard
Clancy,
with
the
all the
Division beta.
cash?
That's the guy who wrote the books behind the video games.
Yeah. Rainbow Six and all those fucking games.
Yeah. So that's what the guy looks like. Actually, he's really ancient now.
Didn't he, it's all started, he was writing novels, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, all the Rainbow Sixes were books before they were games.
Or yeah, I was gonna say books, as we call it everywhere else in the world. Fucking novels.
Yeah, they're free to play
Listen,
money
like we've
makers.
told you a million times, Lurch, you guys invented the language. Can't you fucking speak it?
Wow,
Well,
why'd
if you
you
say
have to put an
book,
Irish
everybody in the
accent
world
on there, man?
understands you.
Did you like
You're, you're fucking Canadian turned Irish.
I don't know how that
really
happened.
scary. Can't you fucking speak it?
Oh!
my god.
Sorry, Tabs, carry on, buddy.
So yeah, the Tom Clancy Division beta is finally out. It's also mentioned those drivers. Like I remember mid 2013, like 2.5 years ago, there was massive hype, and then sort of like it was such early stages. Haven't heard about it for over 2 years. Really. finally come back, finally playable.
On that Division note, sorry to sidetrack you. Is anybody in the show or anybody in the chat actually got into the beta on that? Because nobody I know has. They haven't been able to.
I've got my beta code. I haven't actually tried to use it yet because it's
Okay.
Ubisoft.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
that's
Ubisoft.
true.
There's a rant right there for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
buddy.
Oh,
play.
jeez. Oh, yeah, it's you can't play.
You play what we tell you to
Yeah.
and how we tell you to.
You play our games and we'll fuck your other ones up.
Yeah.
I will cover that in a later segment because I remember having a hellish time trying to run Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon with both Steam
Yep.
and Uplay, and having to download installers into the Steam folder so I could play the game. It was like, what's
Mm-hmm.
going on here?
You're right, Tabs. I bought that game and I've never played it because
What is it? I
of
think
bullshit.
there's one
It's
of
a
the.
fantastic game, terrible DRM.
What's the name of this game? One of the Need for Speed, I think, that I have.
Oh,
And
fucking Need for Spoons.
something. I think it's a Need for Speed. Hold on, let me look this up real quick. And it's due to maybe not. Might
It's
be
called
something
The
else.
Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
Need for Speed. I like Need for Heroin. It's better than Need for Speed.
For heroin, yeah. No, I downloaded.
That's
I
a
downloaded one
Canadian
of these.
liberal thing.
Was it? All right, keep going. I'll remember it later. We'll bitch about it.
See, that's the old age thing there kicking in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we need a new segment for Coma. It's like things I remember half an hour after they were relevant.
Yeah,
We'll put it at the end of the show.
yeah.
Jesus
We-
Christ!
we-
Hey, you
we
know
can-
what, guys?
That's our CRS segment. Can't
Hold
remember
up.
shit.
Can't
Fuck
remember
you.
shit.
It's like, man, I was going to make an antique hype train joke about the Division, but that's so old news now.
Yeah.
Moving on, so other things we're going to cover today, we're going to talk about Sly and Crossfire. Like, why there's so many complaints, why so many problems, like, is it actually worth buying 2 cards, and why don't developers always provide support for it, so I'll be getting into that, but opening news story. Microsoft Windows 10. All you guys running that these days?
Yeah, I am.
Nope.
Yeah,
I am.
I'm a stickler. Like, if something works, just don't want to mess with it too much. It's
Windows
It's
7 right here.
getting close to being a worthy upgrade for me, but right now what I've got works.
I don't know, Tabs.
See-
I gotta tell you, I was a very big hater of Windows 8, but Windows 10.
I loved
Yeah.
8.1.
Windows 10.
Windows
is fucking
8.1
awesome.
is god awful. Windows 8.1 moved all my stuff that I knew I had on my hard drive and put it in places where I couldn't find it. It's worse than like your mum tidying your bedroom.
Well, it's because it's
So there wasn't a
programmed.
virus?
It's programmed to hide all your porn, so that's probably what happened.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Pretty much. It hid all my porn. I couldn't find any of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good when
And-
the FBI came by. So.
What, the female body inspectors?
Yeah,
Why would I
that's-
have them round?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
mental
it's
breast
Scotland
life, don't deny
Yard
it.
over there with you.
Oh, dear God.
Oh
Alright.
I just
the
noticed
big-
that if you pre-ordered the game, you were guaranteed access to the beta. Oh!
Wow.
Yeah, if you go on,
So amazed.
if you go on a second-party website, you can actually get a beta key.
Quite frankly, I don't like betas because the first time I really played a beta was World of Warcraft, and I realized
God, here we
once
go.
the game went live, you lost everything that you fucking made in the beta.
Yep. We had
Oh,
that
yeah.
with Payday 2. Me and my brother were in with the Payday 2 beta and ran that shit. And as soon as the thing went live, everybody went back to 0. And
Yeah,
got worse
that's
from
gay.
there.
That's fucking gay.
See, that's the thing. That
Yeah,
was
I've had the
beta.
same.
You talk about stuff like that. How about updates that delete everything you've achieved in 436 hours?
Oof.
or you could be Wreckfest and be in a perpetual beta for your entire life.
Well, they're not
Yeah.
even in a beta. They're still in a fucking
alpha. Yeah.
2.5
Spent
3
in a
years
beta,
in, they're
that's a
still
new
in
animal.
alpha. What are they doing? Working 1 day a week?
Are we talking about Wreckfest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hang on, let's pull this back on topic. I had a
Go
good
ahead,
story
go
here.
ahead.
Wreckfest is old news.
Sure is.
Alright.
It's
So, my-
irritating news. I wasted 450 hours of my
I'm
life
going to pull
on that
rank
game.
on the colonies here.
Okay.
You're gonna pull rank. What? You're
Yeah,
gonna let
there's,
us finish
Australia
talking
will
and then
rise
say
up
stuff?
against the Commonwealth.
Hemi, mute him. No.
I might have to.
So Microsoft's announced that upcoming AMD and Intel CPUs will not officially support any other version of Windows other than 10. So Windows 7 8.1 not going to get full support for new CPUs coming later this year.
So they're going to force
But-
everybody to 10.
Yeah, basically they're going to save some money. And
Microsoft.
Honestly,
Windows
everyone's gonna
10
be-
was a free upgrade.
I think there's something behind this Windows 10. Why is it free? I mean, there's something behind it we don't know.
Oh, no,
Um,
everybody knows. It's because it's wide open for anybody to find your shit in there.
That's what I mean. Like that's what
Really?
they did.
'Cause
Anybody can see
Yes.
anything.
a lot of
really
that's already
can't
in
find anything
8.1.
still.
The people who are in the know can.
Yeah,
Well, can you
basically,
get them to send me a message so they can help me locate stuff that I've lost years ago?
basically the idea of it is to save money. So they basically have one operating system. They keep shuffling people onto the operating system they want them to use, rather than having to wait for people to pay up for a new version. They just got more control.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of cattle at the stockyard.
Yeah, to be fair,
Going to be slaughtered.
taken
Holy fuck.
in the chat as a very valid point. Betas were there so they could find bugs, and it's there to make sure that their servers don't crash on launch. Although
Right.
no one told Rockstar.
But does it really take? Okay, going on that little subject you just said, does it really take Wreckfest that long to figure out their bugs?
Yeah, but that's not a beta. That's an alpha.
Spin Tires is a beta,
Okay.
and it's still in its death throes right now. So
Spin Tires is a
Spin
beta. I thought it
Tires?
was finished.
Oh yeah, let's talk
Yeah, I
about
thought
that.
it was finished.
yeah, well, yeah, finished as in somebody put a bullet behind its ear. Finished.
Yeah,
It's
all the money
it's
went
gone. It's gone. Oh wow! An NVIDIA game ready drivers available. Fuck you, NVIDIA! You must be eavesdropping.
missing.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, I will get onto that in a bit. So basically, I did a bit of research on this Windows 10, and even CPUs, like they just minor redesigns what we got currently, like the AMD Bristol Ridge APUs and Kaby Lake CPUs. Like they're not going to have full support for Windows 7 or 8.1, and AMD and Intel don't seem to mind too much. So basically, if you're a gamer, your choice is going to boil down to Linux or Windows 10 very shortly, if you want hardware.
yeah.
The odd thing is, I've got an Alienware laptop that I've been getting the pop-up on that for months now. Upgrade to 10, upgrade to 10, upgrade to 10. But my gaming PC, I've never once seen that update pop up. Why would that be?
Have different settings. There's actually a hidden folder somewhere in most people's computers, even if you're still running 7 or 8.1, where it's actually pre-downloaded Windows 10.
Oh,
The hidden folder.
cocksucker.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
keeps
this-
it in another folder. That's right.
But I was on a really limited, screwed up internet plan for a while. All three of us were getting these constant updates and couldn't work out why our internet was slowing right down.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
I'll
they,
do
they,
some
thought- they
research
thought it
on
was
that.
just Australia. A hamster had died. They had to change the hamster. That's why it slowed down.
Yeah.
Well, they got
Yeah.
Aboriginals now doing it.
Proceed.
The internet
Oh,
will.
let's be
Proceed,
careful
Ted.
where we go on the race there.
That had nothing to do with their race. I was just using it to describe
Yes,
a person
it-
from Australia.
If we ignore him, maybe he'll shut up.
Maybe maybe he'll go away.
I'm sorry, but an Aboriginal is a native from Australia.
Oh, that's right.
Had
You're right.
nothing to do with race. I was just merely stating it. It was someone from Australia running in a hamster wheel.
Okay, Cliff, don't you have mail to deliver?
Alright, I reckon I'm going to skip over some of that hardware stuff I was going to talk about, unless you guys are interested in hearing what's coming up.
Whatever
Yeah,
you
kinda
think,
do.
man.
Yeah, man, what's coming up? I want to hear it.
Alright, so AMD and Intel both working on some pretty major news. So, Bristol Ridge is the code name for their new APUs with kernel graphics that still play, most games at low settings pretty well. Yeah, they're finally going to have DDR4 support and their latest CPUs desktop for all that stuff. So, it could be good for your sort of low budget gamers, or you want to buy a first computer for your son or something like that. Yeah, so that's what's coming up, but Windows 10 or Linux is your choice. And Intel's doing a similar deal. There's plenty of rumors flying around about this one that's basically just a slightly faster Skylake with big rumors it's going to have the new Intel 3D Crosspoint memory, which is the idea is you can basically slightly slower than system RAM. It's a heck of a lot faster than an SSD, so you can have the same memory for your storage and as your system memory as well. So it's
Okay,
takes off or
that's
not.
cool.
Yeah,
I did
so
like
other
that. I
companies.
mean, that's where AMD had been hammering Intel for years, was on the actual access memory rate.
Yeah, AMD always seem to have support for faster versions of RAM and things like that, whereas Intel would just keep it a little bit slower so they could have an incremental upgrade.
Well, that was cool. Well, I had some news, which is coming up
Yeah.
in March here in the UK on the between the 25th and 28th of March, I believe it is. There's a big gaming festival, first one of the year. Insomnia 57. Now, I went to Insomnia 56 and it was amazing, if I'm honest. If you get a chance, I mean, I know some of you guys won't because you're too far away. But if you guys get a chance, it's well worth coming over and taking part in some of the UK's biggest LAN parties. They've got several events and they're hoping to break the world record at some point this year with the world's biggest LAN party.
Holy fuck.
I wonder what
Sounds
they're going to be
amazing.
playing.
Most
Yeah,
of the
anyone
games
listening.
is
Showering with
most
your
of the
dog.
games is CS:GO and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Counter Strike. That's a given.
Yeah. CS:GO, Warframe, not Warframe. Oh, Dota.
Dota 2.
Yeah, Dota 2. They actually have cash tournaments for that.
Nice. Cash is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
See,
Even
it's
it's-
go
Rocket League's
cash
starting to get this
tournament.
stuff now, isn't it?
Say again?
Even Rocket League's starting to get like cash esports now, isn't it?
oh man, yeah, Rocket League is the new fucking internet virus. Everybody's playing that shit.
Is it
Yep.
really that good?
Yeah, well,
Great fun.
I don't like soccer, so it had no appeal to me.
That's the
but
same here, yeah.
everybody I've talked to said we got to give it a try.
Well, maybe we should
Well-
then one day.
I
Go
was,
for it, it's good fun.
With the guys I play World of Warships with, they've been talking non-stop about oh fucking what's it called, football game. I'm doing a coma. I'm having a
CRS.
moment.
CRS.
Having a coma moment.
Can't remember shit.
Come
Well-
on, use your words.
Come on, little feller. Yeah, should we take that as a cue
Well,
to
I've just
move on?
posted it. Hang on.
Jesus Christ.
I've just posted a link to my gaming festival stuff that Hemi forgot to run.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, is our background image frozen for a reason? Sorry
No,
to bring it up.
No, that's the way it is.
Gotcha.
It's not frozen, it's cold.
American.
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 Are we back to my news now?
Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead, buddy, go ahead.
Jeff, sorry. You know us, man. We get off on tangents.
This is the first show for anyone listening. This is why it's all over the place. But
Tabs
we're having a lot of
Tabs-
It's
fun.
probably going to be worse than this later down the line.
You gotta realize,
Oh, yeah.
Tabs is working with 3 fucking morons, okay? So
Retards,
everybody
yeah.
keep that in mind.
Alright, okay, right.
The kind of hilarious thing is I'm actually like former professional journalism, and this is something completely new to me working these guys. It's brilliant.
Right on.
Yeah, what do you mean, sort of professional? How does that work?
I wouldn't have even pushed it that far, but you know, whatever.
Alright, okay,
Alright.
we'll shut up for the next minute and a half so you can get
All right,
what you
buddy,
need to say out.
carry on. Where's the crickets?
I'm just looking at this flow I've got. It's like it's all ruined. I might skip over the DX12 ramble. I'll just get
Yes,
straight
yes,
into,
we all need to be awake for something.
I'll get straight into the
Fuck,
dual GPUs.
Coma.
Thus,
Dun,
picture
dun,
number 13 for you, Hemi.
dun. Okay.
So we're going to talk about dual GPUs now. Like, you know, what's been going wrong?
Ooh, yeah. sir.
You know, is it still worth getting them? You know, we all remember like so many of our recent blockbuster games like Arkham Knight and Just Cause 3, just, you know, no support for dual GPUs. Other games, Fallout 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, had to put a 60 frame per second cap in because it just broke the game if they tried to run it any faster.
Are you talking about dual processors?
Graphics cards, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
The
my
SLI.
mistake. My mistake.
My consonants are clearly completely different to yours with my Australian accent.
Yeah, your continent is different than ours.
You are on a different
Continent.
continent.
Oh,
As long as I'm not incontinent.
In,
No, that's coma yesterday.
did you say impotent?
So, yeah, there's only been really a few games recently, like Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefield Hardline, Black Ops 3, like shooters and games like that that have actually bucked the trend and had full support for Spy and Crossfire.
I tried.
To be fair, that's because they're reskins of old games
yeah,
that already had that support in there.
I've
Yeah,
tried.
quite possibly.
I've tried
Old engines.
Crossfire, and I don't like it.
well, I had a SLI dual cards when GTA 5 first came out, and figured I would be okay. But for some damn reason, even when you set it up as SLI through all the NVIDIA control panels and all that mess, it still was only running off one card.
Yes, I could not
There you
run
go.
GTA 5 unless I turned or took the that little connector cable you put between your two cards. I had to take that off to allow my computer to play Grand Theft Auto.
Wow.
That's
But
why,
yeah,
that's why I don't like dual cards, right? Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
Well, see, the
Sounds
thing
about
is, even in full SLI and Crossfire, you technically are only putting the bulk of the work on one graphics card.
True.
The other graphics card acts as virtual RAM
Right.
I
for
was
that card.
I was told that the second card you only get 50% out of it. If there's a third card, which some computers have, you're getting maybe 20% out of the third card.
So it just sounds
Yeah.
like it's very,
Yeah.
very shitty.
You usually not getting
Yeah.
bang for buck. There's very few
No.
games that have
And-
good scaling as far as more than 50% performance for that second or third card.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things you brought up the other day, tabloids, was the Nvidia trying to sell the Titan X as a Crossfire or SLI or whatever it was.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
yes,
I'll spend
yes.
$1,000 on a graphics card, then I'll buy a second $1,000 graphics card and get
Thousand?
50%.
They're more than that, man.
Are they?
Fuck
that's
yeah.
the
US.
thing.
They're about
They're
1,500
about
bucks.
£1,000.
Oh,
so-
US. Yeah, 1,000 US. Yeah. Fucking Americans.
Well, I've got some pretty funny slides related to that if you want to pull them up now. I think they're
I had
number
all your
19
I had all your pictures going, but we can look for them here. Yep.
Yeah, number
Why?
19 and 20, Hemi. Like, I was looking at the video website, they're trying to tell you this is what you need for 1440p high settings and things like that. And the website's just clearly trying to put people
Sell
towards
shit.
spending extra $1,000.
Yeah, they want to sell shit.
So my favourites were like they were saying if you want to run it at max settings, you just need a GTX 970. But if you want to run it at medium settings, you need Sly Titan X.
Okay,
That
makes
makes
100%
no
sense.
sense.
Yeah, it's completely insane.
Yeah, that's
Like, and most games don't support it. And anyway,
Yeah.
so basically part of the problem was what do we mostly use for DirectX 11 and programming interfaces like that? We use a thing called alternate frame rendering. So the first graphics card does frame 1, then the second graphics card does frame 2, and they just kind of alternate. But with a lot of our video game effects, it comes at a price. I was looking at there's a thing called temporal reprojection. So they use past frames. So that they're doing reflections, things like that, using the previous frame. If you've got two graphics cards, it just breaks all the effects. So all the developers just say, "Oh, don't use Sly. It breaks the game. We don't support it." They're all optimized for single graphics cards that 98% of people have.
Yeah, that's right. It's only the
So-
hardcore gamers that buy the dual cards and all that shit.
I mean,
got
I
sounds
know.
money to
like
burn
even
and
they're
they-
fucked.
They want the
Now,
bragging
I don't-
rights.
Now,
But
moving into something Hemi wanted to talk about, how does that work with Oculus Rift, Hemi?
this is something I'm going to talk about later in the article.
Well, yeah, Oculus Rift's coming out in July 15th, the store version.
Even earlier if you got a pre-order in.
Yeah, I have the DK2, the developers one,
Ah, nice.
and I thoroughly love that thing. I mean, it even makes Minecraft fucking scary.
I want to try it with the American Truck Simulator. It'd be fantastic.
Well, in iRacing, It was fucking phenomenal. You thought you were in that fucking car with your headphones on and those fucking virtual goggles. It's like having your helmet on. And to look in the mirror, you had to look up at the mirror. To look outside, you had to turn your fucking head. I mean, it was so realistic.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Too bad that's fucking $600.
Well, they were saying that it's going to be around $350
no.
for the retail.
The DK2 that I had was $350 because that's all you got. That and the head tracker. Now with the new one, you're getting the goggles, the head tracker. You're getting a fucking Xbox controller, and there's a couple other fucking things, and that's why it's $600.
I already have an Xbox controller. Why do I
They
have
don't know
another
that.
one?
They don't fucking know that.
Well, I'll tell them and knock off.
It's like
$100.
that's almost as bad as Microsoft bundling the fucking stupid Kinect camera with the fucking Xbox One when it came out.
Oh no! See what they're doing is they're giving you everything you need. You don't need to go buy anything
But
else.
I don't need to go and buy it. I've already fucking got it.
They're giving it so everybody gets what they need, whether you have
Yeah,
that
I
shit already.
prefer the price range of the DK2 as well. It's like it had the features I need, and there's just all this extra. Here's some nice fancy things. Pay an extra $300 for it.
Yeah.
Dude, I wonder if I can find that on sale somewhere on eBay. What
Maybe.
was it?
But like the DK2 that I got is 1080p, but you got to realize that is split into two pictures, so it's not each eye isn't seeing 1080. And
Right.
Then,
No,
then the new
each
one,
eye sees 540.
right? And the new one it's not 1080. It's more it's not 4K, but it's more resolution. So each eye's getting
It's
a
probably
better
going to
picture.
be. It's probably going to be 1440, so you get 720 out each eye.
I can't remember. I
Yeah,
think
it's somewhere in between 1080 and 1440. Yeah,
It's somewhere in there.
Holy shit,
I've
man!
got
The
the math somewhere
DK2, the DK2s run anywhere from $300 to $600.
Yeah, I love
On
mine.
eBay.
I fucking love mine, man.
No, that's something that's never really interested me.
Wait till you
was
try
it-
it.
I mean, yeah, no, I've tried them, dude. I've even tried the new Views from Samsung and Steam or wherever it is,
Right.
and not interested.
You just not got the right game.
That's
no,
what
no,
it is,
it's,
man.
it's just completely not. Doesn't actually interest me in any way, shape, or form. I mean, Track IR5 with the Pro Clip is just as good. And you don't have to wear a stupid clunky bit of plastic on your face.
Well, no, I mean with the Track IR, if you're only running a single monitor like I am, and you're looking left, you're looking right, you're having to turn your head left while still looking straight ahead. With the VR,
Yeah, but
your head goes where your eyes go.
No, because
Right.
you can set it up so you don't actually have to turn your head as far.
Then why are you wearing it?
Exactly. If you're gonna dink around with it, why not just not use it and just use like we do now?
Well, the thing
Well-
is, you're still going to have to turn your head left and right.
Well,
You're complaining about having to turn your head left and right to see left and right.
I wasn't complaining.
no.
I said
no,
that was
don't-
realistic.
I'm saying you're saying you liked it better, but with on a multi-screen display, I can see how that would be ideal and it would work right. But with mine, with a 21-inch monitor right in front of my face, that thing's not going to really do what I want it to do. It's going to be more of a pain in the ass.
21.
Well, no,
What a
because-
Well,
baby.
no, not 21, but you know what I mean.
But the thing is with that, I've seen people use the Track IR and they're not turning their head completely sideways to look sideways.
No, because there's a sensitivity.
Right.
Yeah, you go into the settings and you set it up correctly. You don't have to turn your head sort of 20 degrees to the right hand
Yeah,
side to
but
look right.
let me tell you though, if like in iRacing, like I'll use that as an example again. When I played that, you want the motion of your head to be realistic. You don't want to turn it a centimeter to see 3 feet over there. You want it to be like you're really turning your head that fucking far.
And
Well, then get 3 fucking monitors.
I got a 42-inch monitor on my desk. I can't put 2 more.
Buy a bigger fucking desk.
I can't. There's no room.
all right, Tabs. What else
Mount
we
them
got
on
on
the
the news?
walls.
We're off again.
Yeah. I was about to rein you back in.
Go ahead.
I've spent enough time bashing sort of dual CPU setups. Dual GPU setups. So back to slide 12 there. We're just going to talk about like the things they are doing right and the things coming in the future that might actually make them a bit more worthwhile. One of them is actually Oculus Rift, but I'll get onto that in a bit. DirectX 12, you've probably heard a few people talking about that, just giving developers a few more tools so they can have more control over the graphics card and CPU and things like that, get rid of some of the old bottlenecks. One of the interesting techniques it's actually got, there's a thing called split frame rendering. So instead of having a system where you have like one GPU renders the whole picture, the next next graphics card renders the next picture. Split frame rendering, the idea is they each work together. They do a section of tiles that makes up the whole picture, so they can each work on the same frame.
So they work in tandem.
Yeah. So let's say, for instance, like you simple terms, you split the picture into a quarter, and then each graphics card does 2/4 of it. They each do a tile. That makes up the whole picture.
No, it doesn't, because if they both do a quarter, then that's only
Yeah,
half
they
a
do
picture.
2/4 each. But,
Right, okay.
I'm trying to give you like a basic example of how it works. So, it depends, but it again depends on developers whether or not they actually decide to program things that way. They might again decide, the single GPUs there's a better way to do it, but it at least gives them an option, I guess.
I
The
went.
real,
Go
yeah,
ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Hemi?
Well, I was just
No,
saying,
jump in.
I went to that 8 gig fucking card, 390 or whatever. Lurch knows the name of it, and it.
Yeah.
I thoroughly love that card. I would never SLI that ever.
R938E
Yeah, that's
X.
8 gigs. I mean, that fucking card does everything I need.
That's a monster card, man. I've only got 4 gigs on mine right now.
Yeah, they're pretty handy cards. And they've got a lot of brute force. So if you're running at 1080p, that's basically all you need. You don't need to mess around with
No.
the second card.
No, I'm not
See, the
into
thing is-
4K yet.
See, the thing is, I've got an R9 270 with the Overclock edition, and I'm only getting, on average, 12 to 20 FPS less than what Hemi's getting
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah,
at the same resolution.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
so-
my
Okay.
card. I don't know a whole bunch of us. Like, I'm sure Tabs
So
can
you're
correct me on this,
Yeah,
but I
6
think.
gigs of your card must be drumming its thumbs.
Well, yeah, because I'm not multitasking. What I understand, I could be wrong, Tabs, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the more gigs you have on your video card, it's better for multitasking. I think that's what that's about.
Well, how does it do on
It's pretty
rendering with
complex.
your videos?
Say that again.
But
Sorry.
it was basically with the RAM. Like one of the reasons the only really reason they have 8 gig is for dual cards. Because if you have like a 4 gigabyte card and a 4 gigabyte card, that doesn't make 8 gigabytes of VRAM.
Right. So this
No,
way I
it's
get
just-
8 gigs.
So yeah, you actually have 8 gigs you can potentially use. But the
Right.
other thing is like that amount of RAM. I'm pretty sure the R9 390 itself can actually, with a single card, can only use up to about like 5.5 gigabytes or something like that. But
Of course.
it doesn't have the brute force to actually have
So-
make it worthwhile having more than 5 gigabytes
Here's a
worth
question.
of files stored.
Here's a question for the tech guru out there. My system has a 2 gig graphics card, yet when I check the VRAM, I have 5 gigs.
Oh, Tackeen, that's you.
Um,
How does that work?
yeah, I think we're a bit off topic here, but do you have that seems a bit strange. Are you talking about gigahertz or gigabytes?
Gigahertz.
It hurts when you
No,
write.
it's,
That's memory speed.
Hang on, no, sorry, the virtual RAM. It said 5 gigabytes of virtual RAM.
Did you download extra RAM and didn't know it?
No! That's
Yeah,
very funny.
I've
I know,
got no
my-
idea
my
what that's
system's-
about.
My system's a complete AMD setup. I mean, my motherboard on its own is capable of putting out over 1080p. So would that be the onboard graphics card assisting with the card I've put in?
Got the one R9 270 or 270X or something, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got the one R9 270X, which is 2 gig graphics card.
Yeah, it's 2 gigabytes of video RAM. I'm not sure
Yeah.
where the 5 number's coming out. I reckon you might have misread something on there.
No, it definitely says 3 gigabyte of VRAM. 5
There you
gigabyte
go.
of VRAM, sorry.
That sounds like an error because there's only 2 gigabytes on that package.
Yeah,
Virtual
I
RAM
know.
is not video RAM.
No, but it says as for the graphics in the graphic
Anyway.
options, it says 5 gigs.
Anyway, we've got to keep flying through this. We're starting to run out of time. We're a bit off topic again. Yeah. So moving on, like Rise of the Tomb Raider is actually one of the games actually supports dual GPUs. They're still trying to optimize it. It's still not as good as the first Tomb Raider game, which was one of few that actually benefited off having 2 cards. So see if that actually improves over time. But
Speaking
moving
of
on,
Tomb
so
Raider,
there's
we're giving away keys
the
to
new
that.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
We're giving away Tomb
No,
Raider keys
we're
today.
giving away a couple of the Tomb Raider Legacy
yeah.
games.
Oh, is that which
Not
Tomb
that
Raiders?
cool.
Yeah?
They are
the 2013
Tomb Raiders,
version.
but they are not the latest version of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, still have fun
We're
looking
cheap
at her ass.
bastards.
So, yeah, we got a couple of games to give away later on.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, so there's new NVIDIA drivers. I think they're called 361.75. Doesn't really make a huge difference in graphics. You know, you might get a couple of frames here and there, but you won't really notice it. One of the main things it does is it just fixes some of the bugs. The old graphics drivers for 361.43. So if you've got that, it's a worthy upgrade. It'll fix some of your bugs. The really big feature that's come in, and there's some hilarious screenshots coming out of this, is you can now have an external graphics card plugged in across Thunderbolt 3 if you've got a motherboard that supports that. So, people
Yeah,
will be able to grab it.
I was watching a tech channel when they were doing that with the Thunderbolt 3 connections and GTX 980s.
Yeah, you can do it and get a bit of extra performance out of your laptop or whatever, as long as you got those cables and support for it.
Yeah, I just thought to myself, you know, you can have an external, like a NAS or something like that. You could do something similar with graphics cards and have better cooling on it.
Yeah, quite possibly. I think it's limited to PCI free X4, so you've only got 4 PCI lanes, so that probably slightly limits a GTX 980. Not the best performance out of it, but it's going to be a heck of a lot better than Intel integrated graphics.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. For sure, that integrated shit can kiss my ass.
I mean,
It's getting better, but it's still going to be 2 years behind every new release, basically.
Yeah.
I've just thought of a cool rant for next week.
Okay, we'll save it for next week.
Yeah, save it for next week.
I just thought.
I'm sure Tabs has got
I'm
one
thinking of
too.
stuff.
Yeah,
What
I'm
the
just trying to
fuck
run
is-
through the news I prepared.
You've prepared
Yes.
notes.
So one of the things I've noticed is you can still get if you're a NVIDIA owner, you can still get NVIDIA drivers off the website. That hasn't really changed. A lot of people are saying, you've got to have GeForce Experience. Doesn't seem to be the case yet. I've actually uninstalled it because it was basically Experience was just bloatware on my computer. AMD owners, they've got Rise of the Tomb Raider drivers coming pretty shortly. Going to fix a few old bugs, but no release date yet. Just sometime in the next couple of weeks, really. Have you guys seen the Windows 10 bug with the new NVIDIA driver that actually gives you an option to eject your graphics card?
Oh boy. No, another reason I won't use it.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, because all graphics cards are connected over PCIe, and they can't tell the difference between PCIe and Thunderbolt. So at the moment they think every graphics card is an external graphics card. It gives the option like safely remove your GTX 980.
Holy
So it sounds like Windows 10 was just built for laptops, period.
Well, I'm sorry. Windows 8.1 was built for fucking touchscreen.
Yeah,
10 is for it's connectivity. I mean, they wanted it to be able to connect
Windows-
easy to the Xbox and all that bullshit.
Well, Windows 10
Very
is
complex.
essentially Windows 7 and Windows 8.1 rolled together.
It's as far as how it works in the background, it's mostly the same kernel as Windows 8.1,
that's
just with
like-
a new look.
That's like Lurch is a Frenchman and an Irishman rolled in together.
Fuck you. Fucking colonistic bastard.
Yeah, so I'm just going to skip through. System requirements are up for Tom Clancy Division Beta, so as long as you've got a GTX 560 or a Radeon 7770, should be fine for medium settings. Even an R7 250 or GTX 460 should run at mixed low medium pretty well. Alright, last big story coming up. Rise of the Tomb Raider. A lot of people were a bit disappointed last games, saying like, oh, we thought it'd be more about puzzles. In the end, it was just Gears of War with breasts.
Woo!
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't
It's
see the
gonna
problem
win
here.
an award.
What's the problem here?
Yeah, and it's actually like the PC versions come through okay. Like I've been having a look at some comparisons. There's like the most popular card going around most people have, I'd still say, is like the GTX 760. Get a better than console experience of that. 8 gigabytes of RAM, GTX 760, okay CPU, have a good time. Same like you got an R9 280 or something like that, you'll have a good time. Medium to high settings.
No?
Yeah, so
Basically, what you're
The
saying
only problem with it
you get to
really-
look at her. What you're trying to say there is, the better your graphics card, the better her boobs look.
Yeah, the
Woo!
better her jublies bounce.
Yeah, the better the graphic card, you can actually see her nipples.
Yeah.
this isn't Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
I actually have that sat next to, in my game stack, sat next to me. Yeah, I don't
Yellow
own
tits.
I don't own the console that runs it. I just bought it because it looked
Yeah,
pretty.
you got that right beside your showering with your dad game, right?
No, that was tabloids. That was on about that one.
We've got 4 minutes to run through the rest of this, so I'm going to keep motoring through.
Yeah, okay.
The only dark spot in the game is it's got the de novo encryption. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's from the same guys who made Sekirom, and basically it just keeps encrypting like Steam DRM and things like that, and decrypting it to make it nearly impossible to pirate if you buy a legit version.
I knew a girl named that once. Suck you wrong.
So this new de novo stuff, it's been been freaking out a few PC gamers because they reckoned it was like chewing through SS
Well, hey.
solid state drives, and I was using up too much RAM and using up
Oh, hang
that extra
on.
like 5%
If you-
CPU.
If you bought the game legally, why do you have to be worried about being able to pirate it?
Because you want more than one.
They want to rip it and
I
put it
think
out
it's more
there.
the case that people don't want a feature in there that's bloating their game. It's like if you've got a minimum spec CPU, like that encryption will push it over the line so that it doesn't run very well.
Well, the thing is, if everyone out there stopped stealing fucking games by pirating them, they wouldn't have to do that.
Oh,
That's right.
man.
Well, this is a much bigger conversation that I don't think we have
Oh,
time
yeah.
to get
Yeah,
into
we
now.
don't have time into that.
But it is very effective at copy protection. Like the top Chinese hackers have said, "Oh, this is just so ridiculously frustrating to work with. It takes like several months to crack a game now." In which case, most of the PC sales have already gone through, so the publishers are pretty happy. They're just going to keep putting it in.
Because
That's right.
otherwise we're going to end up with Call of Duty and no other fucking game, because all the game developers out there are going fucking tits up.
Spin tires.
All right, so we've got some moving on. Like last couple little bits of information. People with ancient CPUs without integrated graphics and like looking to get into low end gaming. Nvidia just released a new graphics card, GT 710. Basically, GT 720 just with regular DDR3 memory, just slightly higher clocks. It's
So the
kind of
po-
bizarre to me that you can
the-
have a GT 720 and upgrade to a GT 710.
Right, okay.
Kind of the naming system's getting pretty confusing there.
Yeah,
It's because they were running out of numbers.
Yeah, they just wanted to put the number 7 in there.
8675309.
Well, because you got the 900 range and you got the 700 range. The 700 range is slightly inferior to the 900 range. I'm assuming.
Yeah, because it's 200 less.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, all got their pros and cons.
There was 200 less Japanese people.
So
making
There
basically,
you go,
what you're
yeah.
saying is Nvidia have released a poor person's graphics card.
Yeah,
that will
it's
allow
actually-
them to get a game, and then bitch about it why it wouldn't run well.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll go out and they'll
And then they go
Save
spend money on
money
a real one. Yeah.
working
Yeah.
up the scale.
It's a bit like the R7 240 then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, god awful, pointless. What was the fucking point in having it?
How many?
Supposed to be
Yeah.
the stepping stone to go spend more money.
That's what they are,
All
yeah.
it is.
R7 240 only exists if you have like a very specific APU that can run it, dual graphics
Yeah.
alongside the R7 240.
Yeah, I know. It's funny as fuck.
Very, very
It
specific.
was like the most pointless graphics card ever released.
But I've still seen some budget, gaming systems of people have said, yeah, I've actually been able to save a bit of money and still get okay low settings performance. So, worked for a few hundred people out there.
See, that's the thing. I haven't had to turn down settings in most of the games I play. I mean, my R9 270 ran Fallout 4 solid 45 to 50 frames a second, even in the town areas. Perfectly fine at 1080p.
Where's that applause button?
That's good news. Well done, bud. We're proud of you.
Yay!
Well, the thing is, everyone was going, "Oh, my fucking frame rate's tanking and this and that and this, and I spent this much money on my system," and I'm like, dude, your frame rate's dropping like mine did.
30 seconds of time for me to get through the rest of this news segment, Lurch.
Shut up!
Alright. So, heading back to that slide 19, like I highly recommend people out there, go to the NVIDIA GeForce website, go to hardware, and click choose GPU by settings. It's just hilarious how it just keeps on trying to get you to buy a Titan X Sly, spending you $2,000 US.
Jesus.
I had great fun on the website yesterday. It's my new favorite thing.
You got a truck driving by or what?
Yeah, legitimately do.
Yeah, I heard it.
Upcoming gaming news. So next week we might have something on American Truck Simulator. That's finally coming on the 3rd of February.
Yeah.
So I reckon you guys are gonna be crazy keen for that one.
We'll definitely be talking about it at the very, very least.
I might be live streaming some of it depending on how my system runs.
In that screenshot I found, that number 21 there, it's like driving through Hollywood in a truck. That just looks fantastic.
Maybe you get to hit Paris Hilton.
I actually got to watch one of the main live streamers of that game today. He was playing it for 8.5, nearly 9 hours straight.
Yeah, I jumped in on the tail end of it and fell asleep.
Session. And also coming up, XCOM 2. So if you love fighting aliens with the power of the quick save key, that's going to be the game for you.
Yeah, I loved XCOM.
I love the original. I played the 90s version a couple of years ago, and I fell in love with it so much.
I actually discovered that on the PlayStation 3, and I played the hell out of it on the PlayStation 3.
Like, one of my friends just kept on naming all his squad after Aliens and Perfect Dark characters. He had a great time. Alright, so that concludes the news. Like, if you guys watching got any questions, feel free to send them through. I'll do my best to answer them. If they're really good questions, I might even chuck them up in next week's episode. So, yeah, thanks for going through this pretty well, and I'll see you next week with a bunch of new stories.
That was painless.
Right
And
on,
the
guys.
one and the one that and the questions he can't answer, he'll just tell you to fuck off.
Oh, Lurch can do that. He's my attack dog.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Tabs, for your awesome news segment.
Good job. Sorry we stepped all over you a bunch of times. We'll either get better or a lot worse at it.
One or the other.
It makes it a lot more fun. I've just got to, step in a few more times. And
That's right.
Not let you guys ramble on.
Be forceful, that's all.
Yeah, you need to get a fucking boxing bell in the background.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
Enough office talk, you guys.